Hello my beautiful viewers. Well, here we are. This is Ghostly Tales. There's 5 stories. This is the first one, which is from one of my subscribers, Fergal Murphy, Dublin, Ireland. Right, so here we go. When I was about 12 years old, I went on a week-long holiday to Cork with my friend and his family. We stayed in an old cottage in the countryside that my friend's parents had rented from an old country lady. Me and Munch shared a room. Munch is my friend's nickname. I didn't sleep well the first night, but I thought it was probably because I was in a strange house. When we got up in the morning, there was a few wet patches beside my bed. Munch thought this was funny and said I was probably sleepwalking and pissed on the floor. The second night I felt something crawling all over me during the night. I thought it was just a nightmare in the morning. Munch said he didn't sleep well because he could hear someone walking around the room during the night. The wet patches were on the floor again. 1 second. This happened all week, and on the day we were leaving, we asked the old lady about it. She said that the room we slept in used to be the bedroom of her brother Angus, and he owned a pet snake called Casper, who slept in the second bed. The snake had stomach problems and would leave the bed every night to get sick on the floor. Then her brother would have to get up to find the snake and put it back in the bed. I wonder, was this a strange coincidence, or is the spirit of Angus still walking around the bedroom every night, cleaning up the puke and putting the ghost of Casper the snake back to bed? Well, what a story that is, eh? A ghostly snake. Well, there's 4 more stories to come on Ghostly Tales. Stay tuned. Just 1 second. Well, this is story 2 on Ghostly Tales, sent in by one of my subscribers, Ozin Dempsey. Just 1 second. He put, P.S. Thanks for the t-shirt. You almost said my name correctly, but it's pronounced Oshin. It's Irish, so tricky to read. Yeah, that was a t-shirt he'd won. Anyway, let's get to this story he sent me in here on Ghostly Tales. 1 second. Here we go. Years ago, while walking down the back roads in Ireland, where there is not many houses or traffic, just one windy road with trimmed fields and hedges and ditches on both sides of a small skinny road, I seen a bright big flash of light that stayed in the sky for some time. It was in the sky but felt very close at the same time, as if it was above the road. Then a black shadowy figure quickly floated across the road directly in front of me, and only a few feet away in front of me. I couldn't see anything but the shape of like a tall, skinny person or human-like shape. I heard a loud scream or screech. Don't know where the shape came from or went because of the bushes and hedges and ditches on either side of the road. I felt very strange afterwards and quickly made my way home, which took an hour longer than it should. So maybe I lost some time. Some people laughed at me when I told them, but others have told me of a familiar things happening around there. If it was a ghost or a banshee, or maybe just a really big badger, I'll never know, but I know what I saw, and I know it was not of this world. If I had a guess, I would say maybe a lizard-like creature that had somehow bridged the gap between the different dimensions on purpose or not. I don't know. All the best, Oshi. Well, what story that is. It's a bit of a UFO-y, ghosty story here on Ghostly Tales. Story 2, that was. Stay tuned for story 3. Story 3 now on Ghostly Tales. Penny Lane. Penny Lane was immortalised in the Beatles song of the same name, and the street has since become a site of pilgrimage for fans of the Fab Four, although that can be said for the entirety of Liverpool. As delighted as Paul McCartney made Penny Lane sound in the song, the street has a dark history, and number 44 Penny Lane is the site of one of the most disturbing hauntings, not just in Liverpool, but in the entire United Kingdom. The site is said to be home to at least 2 spirits, one of which is clearly malevolent. Those familiar with the ghost stories of Penny Lane will tell you that number 44 became home to a particularly aggressive poltergeist during the Victorian period, and the ghost does not seem to have left the premises. A printing shop was set up at the address during the 1970s, and the daily influx of new people did little to soothe the spirit's anger. The premises were investigated during this period after the neighbours complained of an unrelenting racket which began every night after the owners of the shop had gone home. Investigators failed to find a logical explanation for the activity, which only strengthened the rumours that the site was home to a violent spirit. Passers-by have also claimed to have seen the spirit of a little girl with long blonde hair standing in the window of 44 Penny Lane, playing with her hair as she stares at the people on the street. Her identity is not known, which is probably one of the many reasons why she wasn't among the colourful characters the Beatles sang about. Well, there you go. That's that story. The next story is coming up, story 4. Just one second. Well, here we are. This is story 4. A subscriber's just sent in. So just one second and we'll get to it. 1 second.
Good evening, James. As an avid viewer of your channel, I thought I'd tell you a local ghost story. I live in Birstall, West Yorkshire, a very old village with lots of interesting history. This one particular one is a local legend. There was a vicar at St. Peter's Church called Jeremy Townend in 1876, who tragically died whilst baptizing a child. The mother was strongly against this, however the father insisted it be done. Whilst Rev Townend was wetting the head of the child, the mother dashed over, grabbed her baby and with the other hand, thrust the head of Rev Townend into the font, cracking his skull and killed him almost instantly. Many parishioners say they hear a large bang by the font and one saw an apparition. A man heading to the vestibule holding his head. Rev Townend. Maybe. Regards, Rika.
Well, there you go. That's story 4. Hello, my beautiful viewers. Well, here we are, Ghostly Tales. This is the last story on Ghostly Tales. This special for this year, 2024. Here we go, story 5. The Empire Theatre. Dating back to the Empire Theatre, Liverpool. Dating back to the 19th century, the Empire Theatre was an old-time music hall. One of the staff was on stage cleaning when a piece of equipment fell on her. Elizabeth tumbled into the orchestra pit and broke her neck. It was written off as an accident, but the equipment needed someone to have caused it to drop. She remains in the theatre, usually seat A5, perhaps waiting for the truth to come out. She is one of many seen within the theatre, and they have scared so much workmen carrying out restoration at the end of the 1990s down tools and walked out in fear. Well, there you go. That's his story. Thanks for listening to Ghostly Tales here on James Higgins Open World, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.